Obviously, you guys have been so good at holding on to leads this year. What kind of allowed them to get back into this game, do you think?
Oh, I mean, they were pushing hard in the third. They were pushing, and they just. I mean, it's one goal game. It's a tight game. Could have went either way, but they had a good push in the third.
Any takeaways from the second period? It seemed like that was the 20 minutes you guys really controlled tonight.
Yeah, that was our best period. I thought we were on the forecheck well that period and creating turnovers, and then we sat back a little bit in the third when they had their push.
When they challenged your first goal, how confident were you that it wouldn't be overturned?
Yeah, I didn't really get a good look at it, but I knew that I didn't just fall. There was contact, but I still haven't really seen it, so those can go either way.
Sam, that was obviously such a big swing in the game. How disappointing is it that even after making it 3-1, that you didn't sort of do what you usually do, and that's close it up?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a long series. I don't think we expected this to be easy. So you can learn some things from tonight, and then we're just going to move on.
What's the biggest thing you learned? Like, what do you think you guys have to improve on?
I think just not let up. Don't sit back. We've been really good all year at not sitting back with the lead, and for whatever reason, we sat back a little bit tonight.
How big was Bob tonight, especially in OT? Having two big ones there.
Yeah, incredible again. Every night he keeps us in it and gives us a chance to win, and that's all we can ask for from our goaltender.
Thanks, Sam.
Third period for a long time. What stood out about not closing that one out?
I mean, they pushed. They obviously are a very good team, and it doesn't take much for them to score. So, I'm not surprised they had the push they did. They're a great team. We just got to keep going.
Anything you can take away from the second period? It seemed like that was the period you guys really owned tonight.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of playing behind them. But yeah, we'll break that down and look at it here tomorrow.
On that, this is just one game. What's the key now to moving on here for game two?
Yeah, just move on. It's one game. You can't get stuck in the past here. So we'll regroup, refocus, and get ready for the next one.
Tough break for Thomas. Like, as a teammate, do you say anything to him after that?
Yeah, that stuff happens in the game of hockey. It's a bad break. He's been a great play for us all year, all playoffs. So we have his back with that one.
To go into the third with the lead, they hold you guys just 2 shots in the third. Just kind of what was the difference there, you thought?
They just pushed. We a couple pucks we didn't really get deep. Got to be a little bit better at making plays under pressure, getting our legs going a little bit more. We get caught just kind of flipping pucks, and they'd regroup and come back at us. So a little cleaner there.
How surprised were you that they challenged Sam's first goal there?
I'm not really surprised. I didn't really look at the replay, but there was obviously contact, so it's their choice.
Given how strong your structure was in that game, what does it say about just the margin for error out there on the ice?
Yeah, it's a game of mistakes. And who can capitalize on more. 2 great teams out there competing hard. It's going to be a fun series.
Thank you.
Play on the power play there. Is there much you could have done there? What do you think?
Yeah, they got a good offense, so we knew that they got a good team. So it's a good challenge for us, and it was a tight game. I thought our guys we did a great job defend. We had great kills in the first and the second. So I thought there was lots of good things, and we just we put it behind us and get ready for the next game. The next game is a big game.
It's not something you guys typically do when you have a lead. You typically are able to push and keep that lead. What did you see in the third period?
It's a hockey, It's everything could happen. So they are a good team. They played well, as we are. So it's overtime. Again, they score in the overtime. It's a tight game, and we're gonna get ready for next one.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
In this one.
Yeah, really tight game, and obviously we defended hard, and they just got a 1 goal. That's the hockey.
Game one, always kind of a feeling out between the 2 teams. Now that you have had this game, what do you kind of get a sense for the rest of the series? How do you think it might play out in terms of these 2 teams?
Yeah, I think it's always little bit of an adjustment between the series, how the other team plays, and even though you go through the pre-scout, but the game is a little bit different, so it takes a little time. And today we were one goal less.
Sam had talked about the team sitting back a little bit too much in that third period. Is that a function of you guys just not being yourselves, or maybe something they did?
Yeah, I think that's one thing we have to do better. Obviously, we have done a good job, like setting our gap, be right on top of their forwards, and even though they have a lot of speed, we still have to have the gap and trust we have guys coming back too.
Obviously, they got the one there at the end with the PK. It was really strong tonight, especially that 4-on-3. Just how did you like how you matched up against them on the kill?
Yeah, the kill has been pretty good throughout the playoffs, and it's a big deal, and we let a lot of pride on it. Obviously, they have a good power play, so we just have to stay out of the box and battle hard.
You guys had a lot of chances in the second period. Do you feel like that was your best period, and maybe you could have made more out of that? It could have been a different game.
Yeah, I think we came in that period pretty good, and we had a lot of chances, and obviously we could have scored one more there, but that's yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy.
From the Panthers, we have head coach Paul Maurice. We'll take first question, left side, third row.
Paul, obviously, holding on to leads has been a calling card for this team for quite some time. In your mind, what kind of allowed the Oilers to get back in this one?
These games are tight. I don't think that you have domination of the third period in tight games. So we're in pretty good shape at 3-1. I think we got some real good pressure. So they get it back, and then we had some plays that we didn't complete. I'm not really particularly worried about those. It's just the ebbs and flows of the game.
Right side, first row.
Hey, Paul. I know it's a game of mistakes, but how much of that game did you like? It seemed that your structure
pieces. I thought there's some places that we could have controlled the puck a little bit more. And then just the balance between when you can and when you can't, that will be what we'll look at.
Yeah, Paul, you've talked coming into the series just how much a better team they were, and now this is your first time actually getting a look at them in person. They do seem like a much deeper team. I mean, their third and fourth lines made quite the impact today. How much is that more of a challenge than maybe last year even?
I feel it's even. Like, I think our third and fourth lines have been that good for us too. I think we're both better.
Paul, second row. Go ahead, Dave.
Paul, Sam Bennett said after the game that he thought that you guys played more conservatively, held back when you got the lead, and that was uncharacteristic of you guys. Did you feel that way?
I think at 3-2, not at 3-1. We're driving play at that point. We're good with it. I like it. That'll go back to not in terms of defensive positioning or our play without the puck. I thought we were a little safe with the puck.
Right side, second row.
Paul, I'm curious. I mean, start of overtime, you guys were generating a lot there, and then it flipped. When it flipped and they were able to pressure, what did you see, and why was it hard for you guys to? You got it back a little bit, but eventually, why was it hard for you to get it back when they kept pushing there?
For the same reason it was hard for them to stop it when we came out of the gate, right? Like you get into the flow of the game play, and what I mean by that is you get into icing some pucks or half icing, and they get the advantage. It's kind of like the start. Their breakouts are tough. We're on them, transitioning. I thought we had the flow of the play in the first part of that. They had the flow of the play in the second.
Take two more questions for Coach, front right.
Tough break for Thomas, ends up being critical. As a coach, what do you say to him in a moment like that? Do you
just remind him after the game of being down 0-2 to Toronto, and that line came in and changed everything for us, and how we're not here without Thomas. No, so it's a tough break. So we just make sure he doesn't eat alone tonight. He's got lots of people sitting at his table and reminding him of how good he's been to us, and it's going to be a tough one. He's going to eat that one for a day, but he's from his penalty kill to again that line really changed the flow of that Toronto series. Just we'll remind him of that a whole bunch of times before the puck drops.
Last question, front right.
Paul, each team dominated for so many long stretches in the run up to this final. You guys in the East, them in the West. And then you have the first game of the Cup final that I feel represents the quality of this series, where neither team gets to dominate for too long, back and forth all night. Is this what this series is going to be?
I think so. I mean, it's potential just a spectacular 7-gamer right up and down the ice. It's still fast. There's not any casualness, and there's no BS in either team's game. The pucks go deep that are supposed to go deep. I mean, I think we had one all night we didn't like, maybe two all night that we didn't like our decision at the line. They didn't fool around with it either. It was honest, it was hard, it was fast. And it was tight. It was an overtime game.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Okay, guys.